بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum. Good noon, everyone. How are you doing? Doing so well? That's too great. Today we have our third online class, and today we are going to know about a personality. Okay, and we will learn how to write an autobiography. So, as I have already mentioned the page number here, pages number are 41 to 43. So, you may open your books. First, you have to open your books. All right. Then I have mentioned here the lesson, My Early Days. It is from unit number 2, Education, in which we studied the poem Billy McBone. Okay. The personality is Nelson Mandela. After knowing the early school days of Nelson Mandela, it is not the whole life autobiography. It is only an extract taken from the whole autobiography. So it is an autobiography. So first, come here, I'll be telling you a few pronunciation of the words. This is Transkei. It is an state in South Africa. Transkei or Transkei. Koso. The word we will pronounce Koso. This is not Mabekela. If you think that this is Mabekela, no, this is wrong. This is Mbekela. Mbekela. One word, one more word. This is Oko. The pronunciation of the word Oko. This the word means that this is the tint of a color. Tint means a shade of a color which is yellowish orange color. Fine. Let's come towards the background of the Nelson Mandela's life. So Nelson Mandela was born in Transkei. Transkei was a state in South Africa, and he was one of the he was one of the most important leaders in the history and of the modern age. Where he used to live, not a lot more, or mostly means not a lot of children saw the school, and there was no any trend of sending children to school. Nelson Mandela was a sharp young child. So in the age of 76, Nelson Mandela became the first black elected and democratic president of South Africa. And after that, in this whole, it means during his whole life, 27 years he spent in the prison. And why he was kept in the prison? Do you know that? No. He was kept in the prison because of running an anti-government campaign. Okay, and the political party which he was leading was African National Congress. His presidency span starts from 1994 and ends on 1999. So he after his retirement or having means giving a lot of services to people, he kept on. He continued to work, and he kept on working for the peace in the world. So let's come on the birthplace in general history. Nelson Mandela belonged to the village of Konu. Konu was the name of the village where no more than 100 people used to live in the herds. And the herds structure was beehive shape. And the valley he was living, it was crisscross, it was narrow, grassy, and crisscrossed by the clear streams. Nelson Mandela, that means he spent his early age like having a free life in his village. His village, around his village, there was an open area. There was a dipping bank which was used. There was a dipping bank, journal store, and two small primary schools. What is dipping bank? Dipping bank. Dipping bank is a great pool which is used to bathe the cattle to rid the cattle of ticks and disease. Ticks are parasitic insects. So that dipping tank. This is not bank. This is tank. That dipping tank was used to bathe the cattle over there. If we talk about the shape of the hut, so and means about the hut, so the hut were made of like grassy roof, and they were the roof stood on a pole, and there were inside the hut the walls were made up of mud, and the floor was regularly made smooth by spreading. The word smearing means spreading, by smearing the cow's dung. What does cow's dung means? Cow's dung means cow dung. Cow dung means excrement or the waste of the cow. So they use cow dung to smooth or to make their floor smooth by regularly spreading on the floor. There were only two ventilator, like a small ventilator over there, and inside the hut there was a fireplace where, and in the roof there was a chimney, there was a hearth. Hearth is a oven sort of, or a chimney through which the smoke went out. And doorway, there was no a proper door like we have inside our homes or in our building. There was only a doorway, and it was as small that a person who is going through or walk through that way, they have to loop their they have to stoop their body, they have to lean their body to go through or walk through that doorway. So at the age at the age of 5 at the age of 5, he used to spend his life freely in the well means an open grassland or an open pasture. In his village, there were no concrete road like we have. So women and children used to walk barefooted, and they used to wear blanket dyed in ochre. Ochre, as I have told you, is a tint of a color which is of yellowish orange color. So at the age of 5, he was a herd boy. Herd boy means he was a he used to drive cattle, and then he realizes that he had an attachment, and he had a mythical means a spiritual attachment with the cattle means he used to, and he realized that there was a tribe, Khoso has different opinion about the cattle. They used to think that cattle is not only the source of food or wealth, but they are the blessing from the God and a source of happiness. So likewise, Nelson has made his opinion. So he realized that he has going to attach with the nature, or he has same opinion for the cattle. So he started enjoying his life. Nelson Mandela, after that time, Nelson Mandela started learning that how to strike down the birds which are flying in the sky, how to drink the warm water, how to drink the milk straight from the mammary gland of the cow, how to catch fish, and how to collect fruits, edible roots, okay, and wild honey. There were so many things he learned at the age of 5. And after that, means as a boy, he used to be along with other boys who were his friends. So they used to play. They don't used to play uh, with different devices. The term which is being used here, left to our own device. If we talk about that, so we will think that devices what like we are playing like gadgets, cell phone, laptop, or so many things we have to play with. So here, left to our own device is an idiomatic expression, which means to allow someone to do what one wants. So Nelson Mandela and his friends, they all were left to play with their own made toys, and they used to make toys with clay, and they mold animals and birds out of clay, and even they made ox-drawn sledges, and they learned that how to sit on the calves. On the calves means the cubs of cow, and they used to ride to have some experience. Several times they fall down, but they did not mind, but they tried, and they used to sit on a rock and slid down like they are sitting in a roller coaster. So these were the experiences and pleasures they have to enjoy. So they have understood that the playground means open field is the playground of them. Nature had become their playground. The lesson he learned. There was an important lesson Nelson Mandela learned from his life. One day, all friends were sitting together, and there was a donkey. Donkey was an unruly donkey. Unruly means uncontrollable, stubborn, wild. So when Mandela's turn came, he sat on the donkey. Donkey was becoming uncontrolled. He bolted Mandela down. Bolted means he strike. He threw Mandela down. He tried to. The donkey was constantly trying to unseat Mandela, and as what happened that the donkey was successful to strike the Mandela down, and Mandela went into the thorny bushes. Before the bushes stretched his face, he became he felt embarrassment. He felt embarrassed as well. Why he felt embarrassed? Because there were a lot of friends of him were standing, and they all were making fun of him. So he hid his face in his hand. So at that time he realized that if you want to humiliate someone, humiliate means dishonor, disgrace. If one wants to disgrace or humiliate someone, so they can let someone suffer in means in that sort of situation. So the other children were standing and they were laughing at him, but he learned that if you want to defeat your enemy, as Africans have the great sense of dignity. So he felt the same. So he said that if you want to defeat your enemies, so what you have to do? You are not supposed to discourage them. So like this, without having revenge, you can defeat your enemies, and that would be your successful revenge. Find the lesson he learned from the donkey's example. Now come at the age of 7. At the age of 7, once he was playing in the playground in an open area with his friends. So he saw that Ambekela brothers came and talked to him. So one of the Ambikela is another tribe in the village of Kunun. So one of the Ambikela brothers, and who was he? It was George Ambikela. George Ambikela paid visit to his house and met his mother. George said his mother that your boy is quite clever and enthusiastic. So why don't you send him to school? As Ambikela brothers were the Christians and they were educated and they wanted that Mandela must go to school. Mandela's mother did not express anything because nobody from his family he ever have seen the face of school. So she replied George that I will convey your message to his father. Then his father will decide what to do. As father comes, as father came, then he conveyed George's message to his father. Father felt that he had a lack of education, so he decided that I will send my son to school. So at the age of 7, Mandela was at school. His school consisted of a single room where other children used to wear a blanket like okay, the same dress I have told you. So Mandela's father felt that my son has started going to school. So he took Mandela aside and said that Mandela, now you should be properly dressed up because you have started going to school. Then he brought Mandela a pair of trousers and he cut them. He adjusted the length and then gave it to Mandela and said, Mandela, now wear it. Mandela thought that the length was adjusted by the father, but the waist was too large. So father stitched the waist as well. Then he gave Mandela to wear. Mandela wore that pair of trousers, and he thought at the time that his appearance was looking like a funny, means that he had a funny appearance. But he did not mind at the time. He was always prouder to wear the pair of trousers given by his father, and he always preferred to wear that pair of trousers to the dress other children used to wear in the school. So that was an from Mandela's extract from Mandela's autobiography, okay, which he had written during his imprisonment. So I have as told you the summary of that. What you have to do that you have to do word pool and accept word pool if there are other unfamiliar words. I'm not saying difficult unfamiliar words to you. You will write down them as well. Question answers as they have been given you have to do, and you have to write your answers properly. And question answers on page number 41. Okay. From looking closely, you have to do from page number 41. Then comprehension from page number 42, you have to do. Selected questions are over there. They are written in the assignment. So students, you have today we know about the Nelson Mandela's early school life, early school days, and I hope that you have understood that. Let's wind up your stuff of literature and get ready to take your English language lecture.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Hello, I'm back here with another topic which is English language. And today we are going to learn how to write an autobiography. So, what is the difference between biography and autobiography? Biography means when we write someone's life story. Okay, writer is not the one whose life story is being shared, but autobiography means the same person's life story which is shared by him or her. For example, if I would like to share my early school years with you all, and I would write it down, so it will become an autobiography. Fine, there is a difference. That autobiography is written is person's own life experience, which he or she writes him or herself. And biography is an other's life story which is written by anyone who is going to portray anyone's life can be the writer of that person's life story or life story. Is that clear? We have format of autobiography, as it's a lengthy way to write autobiography, because if we talk about long autobiography, so long autobiographies will probably not take years but will take a few months to complete. But here we are going to write a concise, a precise autobiography which can be written in less than 5 paragraphs, or can be written in 5 paragraphs. So here we have point number one: write an interesting title or heading. You know that title or heading both are the similar things. So you have to give a title to your autobiography. After that, you have to give introduction. Introduction means birthplace and general history, as Nelson Mandela's general history and birthplace we discussed. Fine. Point number three: write who you are. These 3 points are quite important to discuss in the short autobiography. Write who you are, early life and events made with family or friends. So you will question me, the teacher, how can we tell our age experiences? So for that, what you have to do that? You have to meet your family, your relative, or anyone who could tell you better about the events you have made, or there are some different things you have done in your infant life. So they would let you know, your parents can let you know, and you may write down. Like this, you will prepare this part of the autobiography. So then write what life means to you. Years of school, ways you enjoyed with people or friends. People means friends or family we will talk about. So here in this point you have to write down about your years of school and the ways you enjoyed in school with people, how you enjoyed your school life. Fine. Then you have to write what your outlook on the future is. Outlook means when you peep into the future, when you are planning for your future goals, when you are determined to do something in the future but you haven't done, but you are writing an autobiography, so you will definitely tell about your future plans or future activities too. So here, your future goals, your belief in future, your goals which you would be doing, or your belief that you may do this thing, you may do this, or would be doing this and that in your future. So you have planned these things, you have intended to do this and that. Fine. So these are the ways to develop a short, precise autobiography. Write an interesting title or heading, introduction, write who you are, write what life means to you during that days, what you experienced, write what your outlook on the future is. So through this way, you can write an autobiography of yourself. Fine. So you may have any span of your life that you have restricted to your uh, you can start with age 2 or 3, then you can end up on 10, 11. Then you may add your further future plannings, because you will write as according to your age. Fine. So here in the question we will talk about the short autobiography, which will not follow this format. Okay, so some of the points you may pick from the format, and you may add into your homework. In homework only you have been given 2 points, and on behalf of 2 points you may develop 2 or 3 paragraphs. Means if you want to develop two lengthy paragraphs, you may develop. If you want to split your paragraphs into 3 or 4, so you may continue that. But you have to give your autobiography a title, which is important. Open page number 43. Open page number 43. Okay, I'm reading the question for you. On page number 43, there is creative writing creative writing, which is writing an autobiography. Page 43. Write a short autobiography about your early school days. You can focus on one particular day or on general memories of your first week. Like if you have memories of your of any particular day, you may have, or if you remember or you can recount your the first week of your school, so you may write down that. First of all, in point number 1, what you have to do, make a list of everything you can remember. You have to make a list. We are having a rough draft, means roughly we are doing that. Then see if there are a few specific things you could focus on in your account. If there are some specific things, means any event you memorize, means you recall, or anything you have done something that could make mark, so you have to list down. In point number 2, share about how you felt, about how you felt about your that day, and what kind of child you were. Then you have to tell that who you are here, means who you were. Fine. Early life and events made with friends or family. Think about how those early memories reflect who you are today. Definitely, if we talk about our present, so whatever we are today, our present reflects what reflects. It reflects our past as well. Means on the experiences we have made in the past, they definitely make our present or make our personality. So you have to share the even feelings what you were as child. You have to write down your attitude or your habits. You may include your attitude and habits too. Now look into the when they will talk about the into the future. So in present you will write. In present means you are in present, so you will share that the what you learned from your past, what you learned from your those school days. And if it is about the title, so how do you write the title? As you have given title in the report writing, in the magazine article, the same interesting title. As in Nelson Mandela's autobiography, what was the title? My Early Days. That was the title or heading of the autobiography of Nelson Mandela. So you may give an interesting title or heading to your autobiography. Is that clear? Fine. Is there any problem in understanding? You have to reread the point carefully from page number 43. And what you can develop 4 paragraphs. It is up to you. Okay? It is up to you. 4 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs. You have to share your experience before when you were in your first week of school. You have to share. And you have to rewatch this video. If you have any confusion, you may rewatch this video. This will clear all the complexities you are having. Fine. As I am telling you that you have been given only 2 points to write down. So you have to write according to them. Furthermore, we would be having autobiography to write down. So I have given you some rules. You may say that these are some steps to write down or develop an autobiography. Fine. There is only homework which I have explained you. You have to attempt your homework carefully and confidently. Use good vocabularies in your homework. I hope that you will attempt your homework on time. Till then, take care of yourself. Enjoy at home attending homework. You have to do writing an autobiography from page number 43. This writing falls into the category of creative writing. Okay, this is writing an autobiography from page number 43. You have to attempt. It is clearly written in the homework assignment. Okay, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.